Hello everyone and welcome to Stefan's Podcast, the only podcast for everything Japanese news and what's going on in the big wide world. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. We have got some great news stories for you, so let's jump straight into it. Our first news story is about forced transfers. Now, normally if you work for a big company in Japan, about every 3 years or so, there will be a reshuffle. You can be working in marketing and you get put in HR. You also can be placed in a completely different office absolutely miles away. So it's not uncommon for people to work in Tokyo and then to be sent to Sapporo, to be sent to anywhere in Japan. Throw a dart at it. Kyushu, Toshima, Okinawa, anywhere you can get placed. Now, if you become a teacher, normally you will just stay within the prefecture, but prefectures are pretty big, and especially if you live in somewhere like Nagasaki, which has many islands, you can live in Nagasaki City and then next year, bang, be sent to the Gotyo Islands, be sent to Toshima with me. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? But there is companies who are looking at changing the way they do these forced transfers because they're finding that people are getting these different locations where they don't want to live, and surprise, surprise, they're starting to quit their job. This is because Japanese people are getting a little bit better at changing their jobs. Originally, if you worked for a company in Japan like 20 or 30 years ago, you really would be there for life. You pretty much just stay in that company. But now people are more willing to change around and swap jobs, and they're starting to realize that, wait, if I swap jobs, in some cases, I can actually get more money. Ooh, that's nice. Money, eh? A little bit of that. But this company is looking at changing the way it works. It's a very, very, very big company. This is AIG General Insurance, which is a very big financial company in Japan. They are basically starting to ask their employees, how do you want to work? Which is very, very good. So it sent out a survey and it said to your employees, are you willing to move offices? And something like very high of them said that no, we don't particularly want to move. I think it was something like 60 or 70% said we don't want to move, with 30 to 40% saying, yeah, we're happy to move. Let's do it. Let's go, baby. I want to get out of this town. I don't want to be in this office anymore. But they're also looking at open up, if you're just working in an office, more remote working options, which is very, very smart. Japan have been particularly slow at introducing remote working because they don't like it for many reasons. It has cons, it has benefits, and what a surprise, the Japanese people want people to be in work every single day. But I think this is great. I think more companies should follow this suit. Forcing people to move to different places, I don't understand it. I mean, I also don't understand the concept of having someone work in marketing for 3 years and then moving them to like HR for 3 years. It doesn't make sense. And in my experience, my limited experience working in Japan, it is almost a way for companies to just move around people they don't particularly like. But hey ho, I'm not fully versed in the ways of the working of Japanese because a lot of it doesn't make sense to me. Because I've known really good, in my mind, I've seen people who I think are really good, really smart, and they get shipped to weird places. But hey ho, doesn't quite make sense to me. Nothing in Japan ever will. But it's nice to hear that these forced transfers can be, might become less or might be a thing of the past, because I think they're absolutely terrible. In the UK, I don't even think that you can do it legally. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I don't think you can force someone to move to an office far, far away. I think within a limited distance is okay, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think an office could say to you, we are moving to Scotland, you need to move with us. I have a feeling they would have to offer you redundancy. Not sure. I'm not a HR lawyer, so who knows? I have a feeling they can't do it. I'm not sure though. Not 100%. Don't quote me on that. But our next news story coming out of Japan is about the old Fukushima disaster. And this marks the third year, also marks the third year that I've been here. Woohoo, baby. It marks the third year that water is being dumped into the ocean that has been treated with nuclear waste. Now, the nuclear waste is particularly low, and the Japanese government have said that it's not harmful. Even the Chinese government were monitoring the waters around Fukushima, and they found it not to be toxic. So so far so good. I'm still waiting to see the Simpsons fish with the three eyes swimming along, or dare I say it, Godzilla in the ocean, but watch out for that. You don't want to say his name 3 times. But so far, there haven't been any problems. Touch wood. Touch wood. Personally, I don't like nuclear because of these reasons. Too many disasters. I don't like it. When things go wrong in nuclear, oh baby, there's a lot of problems. Fukushima and Chernobyl, two places you don't want to know anything about, that's for sure. But our next news story coming out of the old big Nihon is bears. Bears in Tokyo. That's right, there are bears in Tokyo? Who knew? I actually generally didn't think that there were bears in Tokyo, but there are. So on the outskirts of the Tokyo metropolitan area, they have some mountains, and in these mountains they have bears, big scary bears. And the Tokyo government has decided to create this map, this live updating map that if there's a bear spotting in it, this map gets updated. So you can see when bears were last spotted in the areas around Tokyo, and you can see what time, what location, and things like that. I thought that's pretty cool, a little bear map for you. The only thing that worries me about this is if people are looking for bears, they now know where to find them, which I was a bit like, that's a bit weird. But yeah, stay away from bears. Don't go near them. They're scary. They are not your friend. They're not like Winnie the Pooh, let me tell you that. But it is cool to see this bear map that gets updated and you can see the dates on it. So yeah. Our next news story coming out of Japan is not about bears. It's not even to do anything with Japan. I just wanted to talk about it. It's about Tesla, baby. Tesla, the company that I don't like it. I don't like Elon Musk, the way he acted in the in buying Twitter, and then also his involvement in American politics was a bit, shall we say, of a mess. And his Zig Heil that he did at the at that event was also a little bit creepy, but there we go. His company, Tesla, is slow in reporting crashes, and the feds have launched an investigation to find out why. So when testing out their driver-assisted or driverless technology, they are meant to report crashes to the government. They haven't been doing that, or they have, but they've been doing it very, very late. They're meant to do it within, I think it was a week or 5 days of a crash. But Elon Musk's company, in its ever-growing wisdom, decided, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're just going to wait a couple of months. We're going to fix a few bugs, and then we'll report them. That sounds much better, doesn't it? Doesn't it? That doesn't sound illegal at all to me, but there we go. They are looking at the government, because of these late delayed crash results, are now looking into a probe that has 2.5 million Tesla vehicles about how their crash rates, are they being reported properly and everything like that. And if they are found guilty of knowing that they are not reporting these properly because they don't want the news to find out how dangerous their cars are, then I hope they get the book thrown at them. Let me tell you that. I certainly do. Tesla cars. Not the best. Not the best. I don't think I will ever buy a Tesla. Personally, I just don't like electric cars. Not a fan of them. But hey ho, I don't think I will own. I wonder if I'll own an electric car in my lifetime. Maybe. Personally, I like buying cheap second-hand cars that I drive into the ground and let them rot and die. I don't see myself ever buying a new car, because once you buy a new car, that's it. The money just disappears. And especially recently, everyone that I've known that's bought a new car, within a year, 2 years, they've had problems with it, and they've had to take it back to the manufacturer or the ownership, and then they're arguing with them over the car issues. Yeah, no, thank you. Just give me an old Japanese truck, something that's just reliable. I don't want all these hassles with cars. Sure, they have some nice mod cons. The tablet is fun and all that sort of things, but I don't need it, and I certainly won't be going Tesla. If I was going to buy a new car, what would I get? I don't know. I used to really like the Citroen C3 Cactus. I used to think that was a very, very cool car. But even that now is not going to be new if I try and buy it. It's probably going to be 10, 20 years old. But having lived in Japan and having a couple of Japanese cars, they are very reliable. Let me tell you that. I've never had a car break down. I've had problems with a car, but I think that was more the place that I was renting it from. They just weren't good at fixing cars. But so far, my two Japanese cars have run perfectly. The only thing I don't like is on my current car, it's an older model and it doesn't switch off its lights if the engine is off. So I've had a couple of dead batteries because I've forgotten to switch the lights off. That's annoying. But now that you, in theory, touch wood, now I've done it twice, touch wood, I just check the lights when I get out of the car. Sometimes it does happen to me, but fingers crossed it doesn't happen again, because it's very annoying having to phone up the place where I rent my car on and be like, hey, yeah, so sorry, I've accidentally left the lights on again. Could you change the battery? Could you charge the battery for me? That would be great. And very kindly, they have fixed it for me twice, which is very nice to them. Thank you. Once was luckily enough. Every couple of years, you have to have an MOT on your car, and they were meant to pick up my car anyway, and they told me to leave the car in the like ignition area so that they could come and get it to change it. And I realized the morning off, I was like, oh my God, I've done it again. I've left the light on. They were coming to pick up the car anyway. So I was like, hey, when you guys come, can you bring some jumper cables? Because yeah, I've let the battery die. Whoops, sorry, come in. But there we go. That's Japanese cars for you. But that is all our Japanese news for you today. I think it is. Not Tesla moving to Japan. Oh, sorry, I've got this one news story which I don't think I've touched on yet, is about moving to Japan. Moving to Japan, if you're a business owner, could be getting a little bit more difficult. Before, if you wanted what is called a business manager visa, you needed to have a couple of things. You needed to have a place to do business in Japan, so like an office, a factory, something like that. And you needed to have one of these two, 5 million yen in cash to give to, no, not to give to the Japanese government, but to invest basically. And you needed to have or 2 or more workers. Now they're changing that rule, making it so that you need to have 30 million yen, so 6 times more, and you need to have at least 1 full-time employee. If you don't, you can't move here. Now, the Japanese have been very bold in saying why they aren't doing it. The Immigration Services Agency is saying they're changing the rules because basically too many people were acquiring these visas. As of the end of last year, 22,000 came under this visa. Most of those from China, and that was double what it was in 2015. So a lot more foreign nationals are coming under this visa, and they've gone, whoa, we got too many entrepreneurs. You're going to make us too much money. We don't want you here. Go back, go back. So they're raising that bar, which I think is a shame. If they've got the cash to keep it going, then hey, who are they to stop the investors off the world? But there we go. That's it for your Japanese news update for you. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, the rest you are. I shall, of course, see you in the next video, which will be, again, tomorrow. What time will it be up? That's anyone's guess. But normally I try and get them done before the evening, before 12 p.m. Japanese time. That's my goal. Otherwise, I'm up very late editing them all. But yeah, every day at the moment, they're going to be coming up for at least till the end of next week. We shall see. I'm back to school teaching at the end of next week, so might be a little bit more difficult to do these every day. But I'm going to try and do my best. But we shall see you in the next video. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and I shall see you again soon. Goodbye.